Chapter 6. Permission to remove my mask. COVID-19 changed the game for every person and every industry in the world. The way people worked, shopped, sought healthcare, traveled, worshiped, and bought cars. It was no longer business as usual. In fact, it did not matter what was in your bank account, what degree was hanging on your wall, what position you held, how many letters you had behind your name, or even the color of your skin. COVID was here, and normal was nowhere to be found. No privilege cards would allow you to be exempt from the impact of COVID. From mask mandates and social distancing to virus tracing and quarantining, if there was ever going to be the discovery of the new normal, it had to start with a pivot in life and business. The Pink Butterfly had to close its doors like every other business. There was no human resource department to call and inquire about being compensated during the pandemic. That wasn't an option in this industry. This business only gets paid if the doors are open. Even with everything closed, the bills didn't stop. There was still overhead that had to be paid. The landlord wanted his rent. SC&G still wanted payment for the electric bill. There was no money coming in, and life was still going, even if it had a curfew with the mask staying 6 feet apart. I needed to make a decision, actually some tough decisions, so I did what I always do when challenges arise. I took a moment, 2 moments, to get quiet, to sit back and really look at the situation that I was facing, and sought wisdom, not counsel. Seeking wisdom is different than seeking counsel. While sometimes counsel can be beneficial when there's a decision needed to be made that could alter the trajectory of your life, I seek God. There's a limited number of people who were qualified to advise me about the Pink Butterfly. At the time, the concept of the Pink Butterfly had never been done before. No one was creating luxury beauty salons in Columbia, South Carolina. No one was intentionally about creating an experience where women got their beauty needs addressed. There was no one who had ever been where I wanted to go, nor been where I had been. Yes, it was cool to receive pats and rubs on the back, like the old school church back rubs that were usually accompanied with a peppermint or someone saying, "Baby, it's gonna be okay." Like Method Man and Mary, but in those moments, true life-altering moments, I had to seek the one who made me, the one who forgave me, the one who told me I was his own. I knew and I know that there was nothing I could present to God that he did not already know, and he had not already worked out. As the old song goes, while I was trying to figure it out, he had already worked it out. The interesting part about having my business shut down and with no money coming in, all while coping and navigating through a pandemic, is that I couldn't cry. I honestly don't even know when it's appropriate for me to cry. I mean, really, when is it appropriate for a strong woman to have a vulnerable moment? I was raised not seeing emotions expressed externally. No one ever said it, but it was demonstrated that you keep your game face on and never let them see you sweat. Like so many women, I had to fix my face, take a deep breath, and begin to breathe. Truth be told, I was not only sweating from crying privately, but sweating from wearing 2 masks. The one I had been trained to wear as I walked the walk and talked the talk, and the one that I was mandated due to COVID. It is just me, or is it just hot in here in my Nelly voice? I have been the rock for so many, but a rock needs a rock as well. I portray that I have it all figured out, because otherwise a magnifying glass could be held over my insecurities. The time had come, it was time to pivot. I couldn't do business the same way, not with COVID being an uninvited guest in our world, with no hint of leaving soon. I took inventory of all the resources, skills, people, ideas, and creativity that I possessed and realized God had already given me the answer. He had already shown me the next step. It was going to be up to me to step up, step out, and remove my mask. I had been dimming my light long enough, and the world needed my shine, literally and figuratively. In 2006, while in cosmetology school, I began creating my own hair care products. I had foam wrap, shine, and now my famous Boss Oil. The shine had such a distinctive aroma that it marketed itself. I would spray it and clients would immediately say, "What's that smell?" I never marketed the products publicly because I was fearful of how people would receive them. Sounds silly, but my products were like my babies, and just like a mother and her children, She thinks they're beautiful and amazing, but never sure if anyone else will think the same. That thought created fear, and I hid behind it for protection for far too long. Much of my clientele totally relied on the Pink Butterfly products for their hair care needs. So much so, they didn't have shampoo in their own home. If any shampooing was to happen, it was to happen only at the Pink Butterfly. Recognizing the need of my clients and needing to generate income to pivot in my business, I created quarantine kits. Although I had my own products, I used products from other companies that I had in inventory and just added the Pink Butterfly Shine and Boss Oil to the kits. Even with my own signature supplies, I didn't know why didn't I use them in the kits. But when I say something really woke up in me, I mean it. I had slept on me long enough. I finally started making Pink Butterfly home maintenance kits using only Pink Butterfly products that I've had all along. No need to shake your head because I'm shaking mine. I decided to be an active participant in my evolution using something I already had, but no one could see because I was masked behind fear. COVID has taken the lives of people and the life out of many businesses. It has also caused people to pause and assess what they already possess. Wearing a mask was not new for me, but COVID caused me to realize that it was time to give myself permission to remove my mask and shine like a boss, the pink boss that I am. Permission slip. I grant myself permission to remove my mask. I have hidden behind fear for far too long. I will silence the thoughts and ideas that try to keep me hidden. It is time for me to step up and step out. It is time for my light to shine. Note to self, remove my mask. Quote, make and keep your appointment with yourself.